Hey guys, welcome back. Second video today. Excuse me. Excuse me. Um, so they just posted an announcement about the balance that's coming for Hydra Clash. So let's just kind of talk about it real quick. This video should be fairly quick. So it says, "Hey Raiders, it's been quite a while since we commented on the current state of Hydra in general and Hydra Clash in particular. This topic remains hot, and we need to clarify our position and intentions towards this mighty creature. We acknowledge that Hydra Clash currently doesn't work as intended and is off balance as a game mode. Here goes a heads up to what directions we prioritize to alleviate the issue. They are going to modify Hydra's general battle mechanics. So some champions are great but become extraordinary when fighting Hydra specifically. So they are talking about Yannicka and they're talking about Trunda and they're actually talking about one of the rares too. Um, which indicates that the issue is rather with the Hydra's mechanics itself, first and foremost. Thus, we're considering tweaking Hydra's overarching mechanics as a boss overhaul. They are essentially saying we are going to modify Hydra itself and not, how should I say this, balance or nerf other champions. So they found out a lot in the past, and you find this out with any game, that anytime you nerf something, you are very much pissing off a lot of the player base because they probably have that champion and they can't use it now as they were using it before. So, um, which is understandable. You never want that to be a thing. You shouldn't have to. The game itself is buggy in these areas, but you never should have to balance champions to a point of obscurity, I guess, is what I guess I'm trying to say here. Uh, but yeah, Trunda is the biggest perpetrator of all this. People were complaining Yumiko was the problem because they reset Trunda. That doesn't matter anymore. A lot of teams don't even use Yumikos anymore. They're using Painkeepers and Emic and stuff like that. So those guys are really getting put in their place right now. Yeah, so Trunda obviously is the one that is the problem here. So again, what they're saying here is we do not wish to change champions. We are looking to change the boss itself. And also keep in mind that they have there is a head that is shown in art in game that is not a Hydra head in the game right now, but it is in concept art and promotional art that they've used, and it looks like it has like lightning going around its head. So keep that in mind. It might be a boss that stuns or something. So that'd be very interesting. That might be their Ultra Nightmare Hydra push, which would be very cool. Um, and also changes to Hydra Clash competition. That would make fighting Hydra on higher difficulties more appealing in terms of the number of Hydra Clash points. For instance, adjusting point multipliers. On the other hand, putting a cap on maximum damage or number of Hydra Clash points for each difficulty level looks a bit heavy handed, and so it's not in our plans currently. So, what they're saying is they are going to probably increase the Clash points you get from higher levels, difficulty of Hydra. And they said they're not going to put a cap on that for the levels of Hydra because they said that seems heavy-handed. Essentially, they are forcing you. If they put a cap on that, they're forcing that you can only get so many points and that's it. Because that would kind of tunnel you to do higher difficulty of Hydra to get more points instead of staying lower, if that makes sense. But it looks like they're like for Nightmare and Brutal and all that. It looks like they're going to be increasing the Clash point threshold, or I'm sorry, the multiplier that you're going to get. So it's going to try and encourage you. It's more carrot than stick, if you understand. So that's good. Rebalancing specific champions, but only when Hydra Clash mode and Hydra as a boss are adjusted, and only if champion rebalance is still necessary at that point. So they're saying we don't want to nerf or balance champions before we balance the Hydra boss itself and the Clash itself, okay? And then consolation rewards. This to me is the biggest thing that's going to be coming out of the updates that are going to be coming this year. For being ranked 4th and 5th in Hydra Clash, you will be getting rewards. Fucking finally, okay? I can't tell you how many Hydra Clashes that we end up getting sniped out of 3rd, where we took, you take 4th and you get nothing. Me, myself, personally, I'm one of the higher hitters in my clan for Hydra, and I will sit there and for hours I will start a run. If the run goes bad, I have to restart the run. And I'm telling you, a week, Hydra probably takes me 4 to 5 hours. All difficulties pushed into one. It's like 4 to 5 hours out of my life a week, and then to have that taken away from you because you got sniped, which it is, it's part of the game, but it's very, very disheartening as a player. You don't want to feel that way. Obviously, nobody likes feeling bad. Now, I am a person that's like, hey, first place, you ain't first, your last kind of thing. But also in a game where you've spent so much time and even so much money, and then you're starting to get pooped on, and it's not adding up for how much effort you're putting in. This is actually a great thing to be fourth and fifth place. We're going to start getting consolidation in Hydra Clash, which is awesome. Yeah, in my opinion, this should have been this way from the start. The big thing for Hydra Clash too, it's the accessories, especially protection accessories, and stone skin, obviously protection and stone skin, um, because getting the stone skin accessories allows you to do like a 4-piece stone skin setup on your arena champs, and then like whatever like supersonic or something. Shout out Choco Puma, my clan leader. I love that guy. He has his Armands in 4-piece stone skin, 4-piece supersonic, and he's very fast and has a lot of accuracy. It's very impressive. I'm very jealous of that champion. But also primal shards. One of the few places you can get in the game free primal shards and mythic tomes is only from Hydra Clash. So hopefully that trickles down. What I would like to see is first, second, and third have an increase in rewards, specifically tomes and primal quartz, which you use to make primal shards. And then they just give the old rewards to fourth and fifth that are like 50 primal quartz for fourth and like 35 for fifth, because then that way still, if you're hitting fourth and fifth, you're still accumulating primal shards, so you can actually start competing and you get a mythic champion eventually, and then books for the mythic champion. So that's what I'd like to see, and I hope that they're going to do that. Raid has really lately come out with a lot of quality of life improvements, which I'm very impressed with. So we'll see. But that, to me, this last one is the biggest one. And then the list of directions outlined above may be changed or even expanded depending on the on-the-ground reality of their implementation. The game design team is already testing possible solutions, and we'll be glad to announce the actual change when the testing is over. Until then, we just wanted to share our point of view on this issue and how we are going to approach it. Stay tuned for further updates. So that is also nice too, where they come out and they say, this is coming, just to let you know, we haven't forgotten about this and all that, because they did kind of come in under fire. I think it was last year or the year before, where they're like, it's going to be the year of arena, and then they really didn't do anything for arena, or it was the last 2 years. But I mean, then they had that war that's going on in Ukraine, which, if you don't know, that's where Plarium in Raid Shadow Legends itself, that's where they were, that's the hometown, I guess you could say, base operations. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. This is just going to be going over, the balances that are coming to Hydra Clash. This is actually very good news, especially the constellation rewards. I think that's going to be the big thing, because Hydra, they were hoping with Hydra Clash that people would play Hydra more after they got Mithrala, because people would just play Hydra, get the fragments for Mithrala, and then be done. But then they're like, well, here's Hydra Clash. You can get primal shards and mythic skill tomes. And people were still like, nah, screw that, because all the crazy broken teams that are coming out. But hopefully with this constellation rewards, this is going to boost the Hydra Clash numbers. And hopefully they give out very decent like rewards, like increasing rewards 1 through 3, and then giving fourth and fifth pretty good rewards. Probably they're going to have to hit like a threshold, I think, for fourth and fifth. I don't know. That just might be my crazy brain. But thank you guys for tuning in. I love talking to you. Please leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see in future videos. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.